How about that? I recorded a 10-minute opener before we started here, and I had to start over. But it is what it is. So welcome, friends, to my father's chair. We're going to hit some sponsors real quick, and then I'll dive deep into my father's chair as to the sponsorship, as to the episode and explaining it a little bit. So sponsors tonight, Garfield Refining. Garfield Refining has been around for 130 years, has been one of America's favorite gold and precious metal refineries. They began their journey in 1892, originally under the name of Eastern Smelting. GarfieldRefining.com is the website. They've got a timeline on here if you hit the About tab, and it goes all through as to what different industries they're a part of and what they do. Today, Garfield caters to various industries and has served more than 1 million clients worldwide. They continually strive to improve their techniques and operations to bring you the best refining experience in the industry. GarfieldRefining.com. See show notes, guys, if you're looking for websites or anything. They're going to be in there. But 1-888-803-2414. GarfieldRefining.com, friends. That is the first one. Second one, and we got a friend of the show over there, old Axe, Matt Axelson. Friend of the show. Next one is the excuse me, folks. The live ad reads are the best, though, aren't they? Wilbert commemorates life and respect, commemorating life with respect. The Wilbert Group. www.wilbert.com, friends. Wilbert Funeral Services Incorporated is the industry leader in burial vaults and related products, with our heritage dating back to 1880 when Leo Haast became the first manufacturer of concrete burial vaults in the United States. There's a history tab there. You can read more about that. Wilbert Haast, Leo's nephew, took over the reins and led the company on a path of growth through the simple credo: provide innovative, reliable products to protect loved ones with dignity. Friends, Wilbert has been a long-time podcast supporter. We met them, I think it was NFTA 2019. I believe it was. They had a great booth. A lot of good people. Easy to come up and talk to them. They were real. Honestly, they took our hand and babied us a little bit. They babied us. So I was fine with that. But Wilbert.com, see the show notes. The website will be in there as well. But they are good friends of the show, proud sponsors of undertaking the podcast. I find it ironic that my next tab I hit on and the next sponsor for this show is the Indiana Donor Network, because the Indiana Donor Network is a proud, we support them. I support them. I support organ donation. I support all of it. My father, which is why it's kind of fitting for this podcast, was a recipient of blood. His entire blood volume was replaced. And then also some skin grafts, among some other things as well. So we are a donation family. We're all very much on board with that and support the Indiana Donor Network. Now, they've got a funeral director symposium coming up here. And let me read the email I got from Mackenzie Huey, who is the funeral director liaison at the Indiana Donor Network. You can get a hold of her at mhuey@indonornetwork.org. But yeah, she's easy to talk to, friend of the show as well. But she had sent us some information. It's posted on our Facebook page, so you'll be able to see all of it. We've put it out there, but it basically is the agenda and what is going on at this funeral director symposium. And we've been there and we've done it a few different times. It's been a great time. Every time, it's just great information, guys, especially if you're new and young in funeral service. What an eye-opener. What an opportunity to shake some hands, and meet some people, network a little bit, because they're good people to know and good people that can be helpful, especially when you run into some just issues just in general. And they're great race fans too. So anyway, the Funeral Director Symposium is, I believe it's November 1st. Let's see. Indiana Donor Network's Funeral Director Symposium is a free event for the funeral industry. So I assume that means anybody, offering a variety of professional development content, which they do. Every year, the symposium provides insight into the donation and transplantation process and offers the opportunity for collaboration between participants and subject matter experts. Friends, I don't know how else to tell you. Let me get some water here. Goodness. I don't know how else to tell you. It's on our Facebook page. We've shared it. There's a QR code there as well. It's got all the information. It's also got the agenda so they can kind of explain to you what's going to be talked about. Carrie Helton, I believe, speaking, which, honestly, her content's great. She's got a lot of good experience. And there's a few others there too. I don't want to leave anybody out, but the agenda's on there. You can read and see who's on it. But the Indiana Donor Network, and you'll see in the show notes, we'll attach them to the website. They also have a tab on our website to sign up to be a donor. So it's an amazing relationship that we've been able to foster with them. So very proud to be a part of that. And like I said, my father was a recipient. Couldn't really be a donor because of what he passed away from, which kind of excluded him. But it's okay. We're supporters, and my family is all on board. So, and they're great race fans too. We love them over there. So we appreciate Mackenzie. You can get a hold of her, the Indiana Donor Network. Oh, did I just lose the website? Gosh darn it. That was almost an awesome one, right? IndianaDonorNetwork.org. There we go. They got an awesome website too. Very interactive. Very cool. So, yeah. I guess that should be on this episode, My Father's Chair, episode number 1. So let me preface what we're doing here. This episode, first off, let me say this. I am not, I hated editing this. It was so tough. I hated editing it. I did not care for it at all. And I wish I didn't have to do it. Is what I'm trying to say. But I got through it, and we're getting through a few more. I've got about 4 of them already edited, and we're going to start releasing some of these and getting them out there. But not all of these are dark. Not all of these are happy. Not all of these are sad. Some of these are good conversation. And you may think I'm dumb for having a conversation with a guy that's not going to talk back to me. But I don't know. It's, I'm going to play a thing at the end of this, and it kind of explains my thought process this morning as to where I was on the outro, the closer, as to where my mentality was this morning, and kind of, my thoughts, and, how, how my dad was let down, how my family was let down by the medical community, by physicians. Yep. 3 different times. So I'll voice that. I had a little sauce on me this morning, I guess, when I was 4 a.m. comes early, so it's a lot of editing and working out at 4 a.m. and I also kind of sometimes put my AirPods in, and sometimes I'll record or something what's on my mind and what's going on. But this morning, that's kind of what was in my mindset when I knew I was going to do this, because I didn't want to do this. This has been hard. It's been really tough to be able to sit here and re-listen to those conversations. And maybe it is a good thing. I don't know, because I'm hashing it out. And after I listen to this one and what I talk about, like, this is my dad's birthday. I'm having a beer with my dad out at the cemetery. And, it gets deep, but not all of them are quite as deep. Some of them are fun loving. Some of them I'm walking around the cemetery. But just having conversations with him as maybe I would if he was still here. So, it's interesting. So yeah, anyway, but here's the opener, guys. This is episode 1, My Father's Chair, putting it out there to see what happens. And, hopefully it'll be, I don't know, a big hit by any means. I just, you'll hear in the closer, I'm just kind of how I feel about some of this and the way life is right now and the way the season of life is right now. It's a new world. I feel like so often, and when things just happen, and when tragedy just strikes, it's amazing the ripple effect. So, and I do talk about some of that stuff. So, rock and roll, friends. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend. Undertakingthepodcast.com is that website. Info at undertakingthepodcast.com is the email. Enjoy this. Try to enjoy it. And I don't know what it is, but it's real. And I think that's important. So feel it with me. Talk to you soon. And here we are, April 8th, 2023. Celebrating you. Having a beer with my dad at his grave site currently. I got you guys in my ear here, so you're going to hear some wind, some background. But just having a beer. I'm in culture with my dad. On his birthday. It's been a busy day of funeral service for me. 2 funerals, embalming. My family wasn't doing anything for Dad's birthday this year, and I felt it was fitting that that I celebrate him in some way, shape, or form. So I was at the Daleville facility all day today. Funerals this morning. You have to excuse me, I get a little choked up here. Funerals this morning, visitation this afternoon into the evening, and then transfer into our care that ended up being an embalming. So it's about, let's see, I'm in the cemetery about 7:30-ish. Yeah, man, just here celebrating you. I don't even know how we're here. We're only 2 months into this. It's just crazy to think that under this dirt is it's you. It's my dad. My heart is just beating right now. I don't even know what to say. So yeah, here we are. It's not any easier. Business is good. Things are going okay. We're busy. Preached my first service in place of you, which was an absolute challenge. Boy, it was tough. But incorporated you in it in a lot of ways, so I hope you understand that. Birds are chirping all around here. We're out at Miller Cemetery here in Middletown, Indiana. So yeah, I preached my first service. It was interesting. It was so different though. So odd to be up there in place of you. It's still hard to keep it together, man. I mean, yeah, we're 2 months into this. God, this sucks. Absolutely sucks. Seeing you next day, and then seeing Nana's, year of death, 2018. It's like, God, it's just not that long ago. Yeah, I don't know, man. They filled in the grave space here. I know Mom was sideways about that, even though we know that's going to happen. The dirt's going to settle, and there's going to be, a little bit of cave in here and there. They did what looks like backfill a little bit. So, friends, that's something that does happen when it comes to these grave spaces. Boy, it's cold. I'm going to walk over here and get my coat. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird not having you here, man. It's weird not celebrating with you, going out to eat tonight. It's weird not hearing your laugh. It's tough seeing It's tough seeing the memories on Facebook and all that in a lot of ways. The video, all that. It's just, sorry, check over here. Freezing. But yeah, it's just weird. Weird not spending time with you in person today. So here we are. It comes down to it. So, boy, this is weird. I really, friends, I don't even know what to say. You know, I'm going to call this Conversations with My Dad. Because I don't even know what to say. I don't know. I've never done this before. This sucks coming out here. Absolutely sucks. You know, and think about it. I lost my father. What about someone coming out here with a kid? What about someone coming out here, for a daughter or son? Or it's just, ugh, golly. And I'll say this: I'm glad I've got someplace I can come to. I will say that. That's definitely important. It's weird to be doing this on your birthday. It still doesn't seem real. It still doesn't seem real. I hear your voice. I see the videos. It's so early. See, this is why I like cemeteries. I know I've said in podcasts in the past. And, I know I'm spacey here, but I'm trying to bring it all into perspective here. It's serene. It's quiet. That's why I love it. The birds are chirping. And so much of your community's history is out here. People that have done so much. And I'm sure there's out here too. It is what it is. But there's so many good people out here. My dad, I've taken care of them. My dad has. My uncle. It's just such an odd situation to be in, friends. And I don't know what to say. I don't know how to maneuver through it. I'm struggling. Definitely struggling, but what do you do? I miss you, Dad. I miss our conversations. I miss your guidance. I've missed you so much this past month with going through some things. I wish we could have a conversation that we can never have. I really do. I needed one more with you. And I really did need one more with you. I really did. So, but here we are, and this is where your journey has brought you to this point. So, we know this minister, pastor, heaven, all that. He, he believed. He was a believer. So, he does have that. Somebody pulling in here at cemetery, some lurker. I'm that guy now out here at the cemetery looking to see who's. People just pull in, I think, just to see who's standing out here at times. Bet you see that. But yeah, things are going okay, man. Things are different family wise, and mom, is here and there. And Kayla's the same way. I think we're all just struggling our own ways, and quite honestly, it's. I just hope you understand and know how much impact you actually have. I can't believe I got somebody coming up on me here. Thought I'd be by myself. That is what it is. I remember your last birthday. We had. Boy, that was crazy too, wasn't it? We were in the hospital then too. That was a past 2 years. Golly. We just needed just a little bit of luck thrown at us. We never got it. Oh my gosh! But now you're missed, man. We love you. It's been an absolute. The kids are. It's just devastating. Every bit of you being 6 feet under the ground here is devastating. So we miss you, and I miss you, and I miss being able to call and talk to you. You know, getting off work on my way home, and then calling and bitching at you because I'm going back in to embalm or whatever else, and just seeing you day to day, and being in that funeral home. Being in that funeral home is seeing our pictures together, and uh, it just reeks of you in there. Just reeks of you, and it's a beautiful thing. I think for me, I mean, golly, my focus has been so much business wise, and so much on Middletown and Daleville, and we're doing great. We really are staying busy, and being out there. It's just the focus is so different in a good way, not in a bad way, but also the trajectory and being out there and being sometimes in place of you or being that person is a challenge. So I don't know. Like I said, I wish I could have one more conversation with you. Our last one was tough, but I hope you can. I hope you see your granddaughters, and I hope you see your grandsons and granddaughters on the other side of it too, and on the Hall side. And I hope you're proud of everybody. What a crazy year! An absolute show of a year. That's all I can say. But well, here we are. Your birthday, April 8th, 2023. Let's mark the date. Our first birthday in the ground. I'd like to say I could come out and have some more conversations with you, record a little bit here and there, and I listen to your podcast a lot. Just so I can hear your voice. That is sure is amazing. It really is. But God, you were loved and still you're so missed. Pop, I love you. April 8th, 2023. Conversations with my dad. In a beautiful scenic cemetery. I love what I do. I really do. This is I'm making this in tribute to my dad, but I'm also making this in so many ways as my cry out to the medical community. 3 different times you let my family down, and 3 different times no one ever will be held accountable. I want you to hear it, what you did. I want you to hear what happened. I want you to hear what that's like for the kids that I buried this year that dealt with the same type of garbage, medical mistakes. I want you to hear it for the mother that's going through the same thing I'm going through, but and willing to record it. I want you to hear it so you heard a little bit. So that's why my passive-aggressive way, my sarcastic way of providing some sort of accountability, because there is none. The medical community is never held accountable, ever. Hospitals, practicing medicine, friends, is completely... I don't even know why we hold them at a higher standard, because I know when it comes to something I do wrong within funeral service, there's a funeral service board here in the state. I lose my license. I hit the wrong button on the retort. I lose my license, lose my facility, lose my business, lose my credibility, my reputation, all of it. Prenatal law, all of that we're held accountable to, which should be investigated more. I think they should be auditing that more. Same type of thing. That gets out in the papers, you're ruined. Here, locally a while back. I wish it was all in the papers. So it was publicly put out there, and it was horrible. People calling our funeral homes trying to figure out what's going on, and we're not a part of it. It wasn't our deal. We weren't. We followed. We were book to book, man. We did everything. We go through Federated, and everybody knows our stuff, man. We're very, very transparent about all that, and we follow the rules, and we're okay to get looked at. And somebody was not, and made some pretty blatant errors that had to be called out. And I think there should be more people probably called out for it. But anyway, I'm just saying we're held accountable. It's an accountability that was held up by our state attorney general. So maybe they ought to look into malpractice. Maybe they ought to look into, I just don't know. Practicing medicine, friends. I'm not practicing anything. I'm a licensed professional. So there's that. Well, that was interesting. So that was a recording this morning. When I was thinking about this, none of this has been easy to be able to do, record any of this and put this together. And that was how I was feeling at a moment this morning. Whether it's how I feel now or not, is to be, I think, questioned. I think there's times where I'm angry. There's times where I think everybody gets that way. I mentioned the mothers, I mentioned the fathers, I mentioned the people that are in the same position that we're in, that this didn't have to happen. So that's kind of how I think, the peak and the trough of all of it. So, anyway, so I just kind of wanted you to hear that a little bit, it just, there is, I think, some accountability. Or less than accountable. What's the word I'm looking for? No accountability when it comes to a lot of that stuff. Excuse me. If we had a Sprite and that was a little burp, I apologize. That was embarrassing on the podcast, but so yeah, that's just how I was feeling in the moment, and I'm okay with putting it out there because I feel like I'm not the only one that feels that way. So I hope it hurts a little bit. So maybe not necessarily me, but we've all got responsibilities, friends, as individuals, professionals, in what we do. That's how I feel. So I'm held to a standard, and everybody else is, I think, in a lot of ways as well. So I'll leave it at that. Gosh, I'm going to get stupid here if I'm not careful. So anyway, my father's chair, friends. Let me hit the sponsors button here. Garfield Refining. Show notes, if you'd like, the website, which is garfieldrefining.com. The Wilbert.com, friends, commemorating life with respect. Friends of the show. All these are longtime sponsors. Garfield's been around forever. Old Axelson's over there. Love that dude. We saw him in Springfield. And then you've got, I messed it up, didn't I? Oh no, Wilbert.com. I just closed the website out, but sorry guys. But love you guys. And then also the Indiana Donor Network. You guys are top notch, and was just at the Brian Clausen BC 39 with my kids, my wife, my family. Big sponsors. The Donor Network is everywhere there. They are. It's like, I don't know if they're title sponsors or what they do, but they're everywhere. They've got cars in it. They've got booths. And it's good. That's what they need to be doing, is out there in the public, educating, talking, because then it's easier also to talk about things with us. Communication with both parties is a good thing, friends. So the symposium, is November 1st, 2023. That's a Wednesday, and that's the Funeral Director Symposium. It's on our Facebook page with the QR code and all the information. IndianaDonorNetwork.org/FDS for more information. So we're proud of them. We're excited to be a part of them too. So, and pretty pumped. So anyway, friends, rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend. Undertakingthepodcast.com is that website. Info at undertakingthepodcast.com. Gosh darn it. Info at undertakingthepodcast.com is the email. I'm not going to say rock and roll just yet, but I hope this hit a little bit different. I hope this is something that's going to be interesting, and maybe this is something people can relate to, because I think we all got our battles we're dealing with, and I think there are people, that I've worked with, probably have this and worked with from a standpoint of that they've had loved ones pass away, and probably feel the same way. I've seen people out the cemetery. I'm not the only one that goes out there, so I get it. I mean, there's people that are out there. So I don't feel that stupid about this, because I don't even really care. I don't feel stupid. I feel like there are people of the mindset, because I see the cars out there. So there's people that are missed, people that are loved. So we love you guys. Rock and roll.